अरे बच्चों, आपको लेसन 8 हिस्ट्री में एजुकेशन एंड ब्रिटिश रूल पढ़ा रहा था, जिसमें आपको लॉर्ड मैकाले के बारे में बताया था कि हमारी आधुनिक शिक्षा का निर्माता लॉर्ड मैकाले थे। और इस पाठ में उनके बारे में बताया गया है कि उन्होंने जो नई शिक्षा पद्धति लागू की थी वो 2 प्रकार से थी, ओरिएंटलिस्ट और एंग्लिसिस्ट। ये 2 प्रकार की विचारधाराओं के बीच समन्वय स्थापित करके नई शिक्षा नीति को लागू की थी। और उसके बारे में क्या दिया गया, मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ, ध्यान से सुने। कहते हैं, एज फर्स्ट स्टेप टूवर्ड्स, अंग्रेज़ों के समय ये सुधार का पहला कदम था जब लॉर्ड मैकाले आए। कहते हैं, एट फर्स्ट स्टेप टूवर्ड्स द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ एजुकेशन इन इंडिया, द चार्टर एक्ट 1830 प्रोवाइडेड अ सम ऑफ ₹1 lakh for the development of education in India, but there was no clear cut of educational policy for India. On the issue of the contents and medium of education, there were 2 groups among the administrators and enlightened Indians. One group called Orientalist favor the study of traditional learning using vernacular language. Vernacular language का मतलब होता है लोकल लैंग्वेज, स्थानीय भाषा की प्राथमिकता देने वाला। और दूसरा था अंग्रेजी माध्यम से। कहते हैं, द अदर ग्रुप कॉल्ड इंग्लिश एडवोकेट स्टडी वेस्टर्न लर्निंग। वेस्टर्न में पश्चिमी शिक्षा क्या थ्रू इंग्लिश एज ए मीडियम ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन। इसका माध्यम क्या था? अंग्रेजी था। राजा राम मोहन राय एडवोकेटेड वेस्टर्न लर्निंग। अल्टीमेटली इन 1835 द गवर्नमेंट डिसाइडेड इन फेवर ऑफ प्रमोशन ऑफ यूरोपियन लिटरेचर एंड साइंस एमंग द इंडियंस। गवर्नमेंट ने 35 में इसको अपनाया, लेकिन लॉर्ड मैकाले द architect of modern Western education in India wrote a note in support of the Englishists. It was approved by Lord William Bentinck, the Governor General of India. The Act of 1835 formally launched English education in India, and English was made a medium of instruction in the newly opened school and college. इस तरह से हमने अभी कहा था, समन्वय स्थापित करके, समन्वय कोऑपरेट करके, मतलब इंग्लिश भाषा सिखाने। पहले स्थानीय भाषाएं डायरेक्ट कोई चीज़ हम इंग्लिश में नहीं जान सकते जब तक उस भाषा को नहीं अपनाया जा सकता। जो स्थानीय भाषा में क्या कहा जाएगा उसे जानने के लिए वो भी ज़रूरी होता है, उसका भी ज्ञान ज़रूरी है, तभी हम दूसरी भाषा सीख पाएंगे। एकदम से कोई भी चीज़ न्यूली पाने के लिए उसमें बड़े ही कठिन प्रयास करने होते हैं। तो स्थानीय भाषा वर्नाकुलर लैंग्वेज को ले करके इन्होंने इंग्लिश मीडियम पढ़ाने का प्रयास किया और फिर नए स्कूल और कॉलेज खोले गए। अब इसके क्या प्रभाव पड़े? Impact of the new education system. The new system of education neglected the education of the masses. The education centers were mainly located in the urban areas, and there was no provisions for education of girls. A gulf was created between the English education India and remaining Indians. On the positive side, English education brought a small section of Indians into contact with the modern knowledge and Western ideas of liberty equality, democracy, and nationalism. The educated people began to think of modernizing the country. Some of them became pioneers of social reform movement and later the nationalist movement in India. Woods dispatch of 1854. In 1854, Charles Wood and Secretary of the State sent a dispatch official report which brought about further change in the education policy in India. His report is called a Magna Carta of the English education in India. Under the scheme, a chain of school, college and university were to be opened. The schools were graded into primary, middle and secondary level with English as the medium of instruction. Teachers training school were also be opened. In 1857, the universities of Madras, Bombay, Calcutta were established. By 1887, the University of Allahabad and Lahore also came up. A department of education was also set up. Technical education, however, remained neglected. There was only one engineering college at Roorkee and 3 medical colleges in the presidency towns. The Hunter Commission 1882, appointed by Lord Ripon, made several recommendations for the cause of education. Higher education progressed at fast speed. In 1902, Lord Curzon appointed the Riley Commission to look into condition and prospectus of the universities established in India. The University Act 1904 aimed to Europeans the sanity and scientific certificates of the universities and to turn them into completely governmental universities. The Indians were opposed to the act because they considered it a restriction of the opportunities for higher education for young Indians. It made Lord Curzon most unpopular among educated Indians. A government resolution was issued in 1913 clarifying the policy of higher education. It provided for establishing new teaching and residential universities in all provinces. Universities were established at Banaras and Patna. Lord Kempfort appointed the Sadar Commission to look into the problem of Calcutta University. It submitted a voluminous report in 1919 which dealt with problem of secondary and university education. It provided for special attention to the education of women. The medium of instruction up to high school was to be vernacular and for the later stage was to be English. The Dhaka and Lucknow University was started in 1920, Allahabad University in 1921 and Delhi University in 1922. Under the Government of India Act 1919, the Department of Education was transferred into the hands of the Indian minister responsible to the provincial legislature. Under the Government of the Indian Act 1935, entire university education are placed under the control of the provincial government. John Sargent, the educational advisor to the Government of India, introduced universal and free education for boys and girls between the age of 6 and 14 years. His scheme restricted higher education to the eligible candidates only. Now, next day.